I'm ready. You're a free agent. I'm ready. I'm ready. Where's your daddy at? Let me talk to your dad. Let me talk to your dad. Where's your dad? You're the free agent. Where's your dad? You're the free agent. You're the free agent. You asked. Let me talk. Where's your dad? Where's your father? No, ain't no disrespect. Yeah, you know, if you want some attention, I'm gonna give you some attention. The right way, bro. The right way. When do y'all play? What was y'all record today then? No, 2-1. What did you do? I wasn't able to see because y'all was too. Cameras on me. All right, bro. What did he do, man? Does he play?
He got speed.
He got speed?
No, he's like his speed.
Oh. Huh? Nah, you ain't, don't act shy, nah, bro. Don't act shy. I'm gonna see. I couldn't see today. You watch YouTube. Oh, you watch YouTube? I know you do. You gotta watch that cross, man. No, I'm really trying to ask you. Like, I'm trying to see, like, what you. We do that shit for real, though. I'm like, right back to my file. 205? 215. Okay, cool. But I'm just like, please don't be one-dimensional. Like you said something to me, then I go, I'm really trying to talk to you. I'm not trying to like crack no jokes. I'm just really trying to ask a simple question. I'm sorry. It's your fault why everybody's looking, but I'm really just trying to ask a question. But you never said what you did. You said you gonna see. No, coach, it's no disrespect. No, I don't get that. I get that. Right? Coach, we squashed it. I was literally. I love that. I'm trying to break him out. Yeah. I'm just trying to talk to him. You think I'm trying to put him? I'm focusing on you. I'll get back to you. Thank you, sir. Right? But y'all don't play no more today.
Now, see, these are the situations that you hear a lot about. Now, see how the young kid just tried trolling him? This thing they got called trolling be going a little bit too far. Now, this is what I told y'all before in my breakdown on One Crack News. And I told y'all that all these people like Stephen A. Smith, they come out and they bash Cam. He got all his crew on ESPN. And these kids watch that. And if they see that ESPN and these supposed to be analysts and the top guys, they have no respect for you, they're going to come out and feel like they can talk reckless to you. Shannon Sharps echoed the same thing I said. But he said Peyton Manning and Eli Manning have been running camps for years. This never happens in their camp. Not once. Because why? They don't tear those guys down. So when people see them, they hold them with a sense of respect when they see them out in public. Now, if they were just ripping them in the media every day, when these kids see them on the street, they'd be, yo, you trash, Peyton Manning, Eli, you a bum. Cam was a far greater player than Eli Manning was. But yet, this man is at his camp spending his time with these kids. Now, we're going to get to the details of what was going on behind the scene. Because, see, nobody wants to come out and call it out for what it truly is. This is basically the fallout of what everybody keep talking about, or why you keep bashing these athletes, why you keep bashing it. This is why they disrespect. This is why when people see Floyd Mayweather, they disrespect him. When they should be like, man, that's one of the best fighters we've ever seen in our lives. Thank God he came out here and showed love and did all this stuff for us. They gonna say, man, you a bum, man, you ain't fighting the best. They repeat stuff they heard on ESPN. On other Fox Sports 1 or any other platform in which they were bashing him in front of millions. This is why Jalen Rose was saying what he was saying. They apologize on some small outlet, but not on the outlet they disrespected you on. They'll disrespect you in front of millions, but apologize on on some blog post somewhere on YouTube where people could see it, but it ain't on ESPN. But you could disrespect me on ESPN and every other sports station that has millions of followers and try to act like it's the same. Now, this guy said Patrick Mahomes. It's not disrespect when it's a fact. Patrick Mahomes isn't one of the greatest football players of all time. The greatest quarterback of all time is right here, Tom Brady. So don't get it twisted, homie. The greatest of all time is Tom Brady. That's just facts. So when you start saying garbage like that, you've already gone off track. Now, I don't care if he was purple. He's white, though. I don't care if he was blue, green, orange, tangerine, raspberry. I don't care what color Tom Brady is. Tom Brady's the truth. Now, that was about 3 years ago. They did that at his camp, right? So now everything switches to what they're doing now. So now at this camp, people are allowed to talk more. And right at this camp, somebody decided it would be a good idea to take the argument and trash talk. Because they were talking at first. Then it got to two people was yelling. To these guys who was there with Cam, got mad. The TSP crew decided they want to put hands on Cam. And his Wicked Witch of the West hat, he got on. So this person comes up with the book bag, takes a swing at Cam and hits him on the shoulder. Then he turns around and swings again and throws a hammer fist at his face. Now, Cam was engaged with that guy. So now his attention is going to switch to Book Bag Man, who tries to go for another swing. He's not going to have success this time. Cam grabs Book Bag Man with two hands. He don't care about the other guys. Book Bag Man threw some punches and tried to sucker punch him. So now Book Bag Man has to learn the difference between boy and man. And you finna learn that right now, boy. You finna get a grown man introduction while your homeboys keep trying to follow behind you. Now, the whole thing I have here that I don't seem to understand is you have security here. Security is at this event. Why in the world ain't they there? And besides that, all of these people that's here at this camp, at Cam's camp, y'all ain't helping Cam? That don't make any sense to me whatsoever. Now he's slinging Book Bag Man all the way around. Look, you are the staff. Get in there, staff. Staff is standing around watching the event. Nobody doing a damn thing. Dude in the white show up and get with the business. Now the one staff guy waiting for the other staff to get there. I'd be like, all you Negroes are fired. And Book Bag Man right there would have been getting booked. Right there. Book Bag Man will be the first one to get it. The dude is wearing a shirt. The guy who's fighting him is saying it is personal. So it was personal. Look, he trying to go right now. Look, it is personal. It's personal. And look, he takes a final swing right there. Before they grab this it is personal. They grabbed him right there now and tied him up. Now here comes security. Oh man, I was over there macking some hoes and y'all out here acting a fool and I gotta go out here and grab people today. Damn. Y'all done got me mad. I was just about to get a no. Now what y'all doing? Now go on over there. Go on have a Gatorade. Get your Powerade or something. Calm down. Now they clearing everything up. This makes black people look bad around the board. One of the main things is we're poor at security. This makes us look bad. Cam was engaged in a fight that lasted too long before security even got their way over there. Let that been LeBron Cam. You ain't gonna have about 4 to 5 seconds tops before everybody flooded. If I had that much time with LeBron James, woo-wee, that would have went a whole different way, fellas. You gave me that kind of time with LeBron. And no security coming over? Oh, it would have been a whole new day, boy. I'd have been biting on the ACL ankle. It'd have been all over. It been punches coming from the back of his head. I jumped on his back. I'd have been everywhere. They was like, what is going on? LeBron be like, man, I can't, where is he now? Get where? I'd have been all over. We going from side to side. Slide, jump on the back. Man, we done had it in. By the time security grabbed me, I'd have had about 4 rounds in. I mean, woo! All right, security, woo, I'm ready to go. Escort me to my car. Woo! What a ride. Oh, I'd have been totally satisfied after that. I'd be like, yeah, you can go hoop now, man. We all good now. I done got my licks in. Woo! Oh, yeah. That's right. Hit the like button. They didn't like a lot of the trash talk or whatever. Everybody is super sensitive now. So they felt they were being disrespected. So they had to represent. And this goes on at this camp.
Did you tell Mom a What you say? Hey, I'm gonna call up. Why you get scared? Why you back up? Wait, you
You see what I'm saying?
if you want this, you gotta go in this store and just be like, give me the Dung King Munchkin.
So you see that, right? So you know right away that this been happening, and they always seem to come at Cam with more disrespect. Now, the argument started because they didn't like what was going on. Right, exactly. People want to fight him at his 7-on-7. This stuff, this trash talk every year. And they show disrespect to Cam. Now it's to the point where they're getting physical.
No, don't play the victim now. Yes, no, yes, me. Yes. When? Tell me about it. Show me a picture. Show me a picture. I got autograph. How many rings you got? None. I got a question. Oh shit. We got the same loans. And no, but we don't got the same bank account. No, don't play the victim now. Yes, yes, me. Yes.
See, Cam engaged a lot with these people, not like a celebrity. He came over and actually talked to them as individuals because he's a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a man's man. He comes over and spends time with the kids and engage with them. So even with the energy they got, you know, he allowed them to be free. Oh yeah. Well, this happens. Like people say, man, it's there all the time. They always fight at 7-on-7. Yeah, fights happen all the time at these games. Fights happen on a basketball court. Fights happen, period. They thought Camden was disrespecting him. And now they have to go and take a whole nother angle to it. Well, many people are going to go in a different realm because they're trying new things out. Like this, a lot of these things are done are a distraction. Oh yeah, it's always fights at camps. But you don't fight with the guy who camp it is. You fight with the guys you playing against. You ain't playing against camp. They was like, oh, man, you instigate, man, you know, this, you a bum, and getting to the point where, and then when he say something back, you don't like it, you want to swing on him. That's when you cross the line. No, it's not fair because they're coming at, it's not like Cam go up to them and start talking crazy. He don't. They talk crazy to him, and then he'll come over and like, all right, I'm engaged with y'all. Let's just have dialogue. Let's go back and forth. Okay, you gonna talk about me? All right, I'm gonna talk back with you. Come on. All right. And then they can't take it. But it's his camp. There would be no 7-on-7 if it wasn't for Cam. He spent his time, his money, his energy. He could be spending with his children. He don't have to be there with y'all. So when y'all take that angle and y'all come at him with such a level of disrespect, you're starting to see how it plays out, and you start saying to yourself, okay, well, damn, this is pretty screwed up. Maybe I don't have all the answers. Maybe instead of me trying to fight the guy who got the camp, maybe I should be doing my best to try to improve myself and take some of the knowledge they're giving me so that I can get better at what I do. Because I'm not going to get famous. I'm going to be known as the idiot that tried to fight Cam. It's not going to improve my situation. It's just going to make other people like the coaches look and say, this is why we don't want you on our team. That's what they're going to say. Now you're going to make people say, well, we don't want him. He's a hothead. Now everybody look bad in this situation. You got the coach looking bad. I got on the wrong hat for this. I'm wearing gray and black. And I got on the blue hat. That don't fit. Get the gray and black one do. Ooh, ooh, ooh. There we go. Now, yeah, Kimberly Martin with her disrespect of Cam. You have all these people with all this disrespect towards Cam lately. Oh, we've noticed. But it's always the energy towards us, right? It's always that energy towards us. Never the other way around. You ever figure that out? Like, damn, why is it always that way? And it ain't working the other way. It's always in reverse. Well, it's a lot of people make those type of assertions, right? But they never sit there and say the right thing about the wrong individual, though. because they don't want to be put in that box. And you be like, well, what box you talking about, Cino? They put themselves in a box to where these people don't even do anything for blacks. They don't do anything of programs of this nature. And they're going to use stuff like this as the example as to why they don't do stuff in the community when they wasn't doing stuff anyway. But it'll be their excuse now. Now they got the excuse to say why they don't do anything for the community. You see that? They'll turn right around and go, see, this is why I don't do nothing for the community. Look how they jump can. Knowing if they were in the community, they would have proper security. That security would be following them 24/7. $365. They would have no problems. Now, so many different people have made it their outlet, have made it their duty to disrespect, blaspheme towards professional athletes who are African American. They've made that the telling joke, the whipping joke ever in all sports. They got to be the butt of all jokes. Why? Doesn't make any sense, does it? Meanwhile, Johnny Manziel can sit on Shannon Sharp's couch. All the things Johnny Manziel has done, Johnny Football, all the bad stuff he did, he sat there bold and said, yep, I was a menace. Everybody sat there and they took notes. Everybody sat there and observed it. Everyone sat there and watched Johnny Manziel do all of this, but he was protected by Skip Bayless. He was protected by ESPN. They protected him. And why did they feel a need to protect him? Because Johnny Manziel who completely lied on the show, did what he always do. Accept responsibility for what he did, but don't want to change. He keeps saying he changed. But what did he say? I only got my family, my mom, my dad, my nieces, they kept me alive. So, in that documentary, I was kind of going back towards Johnny Football a little bit, but I just want to be Johnny Manziel now. And there's a female character in my car. No, there's no new love life in my life. Just football. See? But they lie. Johnny couldn't handle football. And LeBron signed him to Clutch Sports. He had money coming in. He had Stephen A. Smith on his balls. He had Skip Bayless backing him up. He was supposed to be the greatest quarterback to ever come out of A&M. He got the Heisman Trophy, partying it up. Johnny Football. They loved it. They loved it. Kyler Murray comes in, has one of the best seasons in history. The media, all they did was tear him down and take what he couldn't do. Kyler Murray's too small. Kyler Murray needs to go play baseball. Go do that. How many games did Kyler Murray lose in college? How many games did Kyler Murray lose in college? 1, right? And he didn't have the talent around him that Manziel had when he had Mike Evans. Kyler Murray did what most people never even dreamed a guy his size could do. And when he chose to go to the NFL, it was only because he knew in baseball what was going to be his problem. He knew as a quarterback, he'll be able to secure the bag. Explain to me how Tom Brady is LeBron. Unless you saying before and after. Or winner and loser. That's the only way they be side by side. Because Tom Brady's a winner. LeBron James is a loser. And that is just the bottom line. One guy comes up and prevails in the clutch, and a guy is known for failing and choking in the clutch. 2 different type of players. So we don't even need to go there. No, Patrick Mahomes would be a LeBron James of football. That's who you would call an artificial quarterback being carried by the league. The league went out to stop Tom Brady every year because he was embarrassing the NFL. He was that good. He could win easy against all of these teams. And they knew it. And they had to come up with new rules. Why do you think they came up with a new rule saying a defensive player can wear number 19, number 7? It doesn't matter no more about numbers. Why do you think they did that? They said, oh, we're going to let the players wear their numbers they had in college. Now you could just wear them in the pros. Now anybody could be any number. You know what that does? It makes it harder for the quarterback. That makes it harder for the offensive line to have to pick up guys. See, if you're a quarterback who's smart, you know numbers. So you know this guy's a blitzer. This guy's coming in. This guy's a safety. This guy is a linebacker. You know who's going to buy the numbers. So you're calling them out. 98, 98, 56. Now you're going to be like 7, 3. You don't know who the guy that's coming in the blitz. They changing the rules to stop Tom Brady. He kept going to the Super Bowl. They changed that rule after they won the Super Bowl. When the Bucks won the Super Bowl, they made that change the very next year. See, y'all don't even pay attention to the little small details in football that means a lot. LeBron got all the help and he's still losing. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I think we need to make some more trades. Yep. Now, if LeBron gets eliminated this year, let's say they don't go to the playoffs, which won't happen, but let's say they get to the play-in and they lose in the play-in. He's still coming back. LeBron James will not opt out of the Los Angeles Lakers $51 million deal unless they have a 3-year deal in place for him, which they do. A 3-year, $98 million deal. It's like $99 million. I already know the details. He won't even play the 3 years. So LeBron's going to opt out and sign a 3-year deal. The Lakers want to give him a 2-year deal worth about $70 million. He wants $100 million. So he wants 3 years. So the general consensus is LeBron James is doing what he's supposed to do out there on the court. So they're saying, well, you got to pay him. Look at what he's doing. What is he doing? What is he bringing to the table? I don't see it. So how can I praise you for something you're not doing? They said Johnny Manziel was able to sit on the sideline, not have his name dragged, and he was given opportunity after opportunity. He's banned from the NFL, has a lifetime ban. He never addressed why he was banned from the NFL. Now remember, Johnny Manziel, white players can go ahead and screw up and no one's going to bash them over and over again in the sports media world. They're just not going to do it. Unless they're going up against another white athlete that they love. Then not only will they bash them, only when they go up against them will they bash that other white guy. Other than that, nope, won't do it. They're not going to do it. So those kids who bashed Cam Newton, what did they do? They are really dissing themselves. Because not only now, you're blacklisted. All those guys that jumped in, you guys are done. You're done. Once you can't respond with your mind, and you in Atlanta now, if somebody would have pulled out a firearm, right? Then it's really over. The 7-on-7's over. All those other kids who had that opportunity, poof, gone in smoke. Because 3 idiots decided to do something stupid. So now all of it's gone. And for what? Man, people are always gonna take the short route, the short bus. They're not doing what's necessary to get things done. They're not doing what's on the table to be scaled. They never realized all of these situations transpired, you know, and happened around the world. You know, Mike Evans helped make what's his name, Johnny Manziel look good. He had other players out there that really made him look good at A&M. But Mike Evans was the guy who was getting all of these praises. Even though he was a slow receiver, he was big and he was making big catches in college. He was fast for college, but for what they were doing at A&M. But that's what made Johnny Football, Johnny Football. And he talked and got all the publicity. But now Mike Evans is getting all the money. And Mike Evans is going to be a free agent too. So I don't know where Mike's going to go now, but oh yeah, Texas A&M is going to make sure Johnny Manziel have a bag. They don't care what he's done. They don't care what he did to get banned from the NFL. That means the NCAA is okay with it. The University of Texas A&M, they're going to love Johnny Manziel. He could bash the team for the play calling. He could bash the team for what all these plays and stuff they're going to run. That's what they're going to do. He can go to jail, anything. They're not going to say anything about Johnny Football. They don't even mention him no more. They just act like he was an anomaly that came and went and forgot that they even praised him in the beginning with. And the man said, I love drugs. When he got arrested, hey man, I love drugs. It was okay. Johnny Manziel could do no wrong. Let's give him another chance. Let's blame Cleveland. And remember, he said he was on a diet of blow. And they laughed about it.
Looking in the mirror, I didn't see myself any different than when I was in Cleveland.
Really?
Until I stepped on a scale at the Cosmopolitan Hotel in Las Vegas, I didn't realize I had lost 40 pounds.
Wow.
At all. And people were hitting me up like this, and I remember these pictures came out, and I was like, damn, what am I doing? Whatever, we'll figure that out later. Let's go again.
Let's go there.
I was 210 pounds when I left Cleveland. I was 170 pounds sitting in Vegas that August, that September, October, whatever it was later that year.
Okay, is a hell of a
You
drug.
lose 40 pounds, you're on a strict diet of blow.
Oh, I was about to say, you don't want either one of them. I mean, you lose 40 pounds in that length of time, you're going to crack.
Or Ozempic.
So that's the new thing now. Touche, you.
Yep. Now, in case you didn't get that joke, Ozempic is the new drug that's out there now that's made for people with type 2 diabetes, right? But it helps you cut weight. Hollywood is using it to help them lose weight fast and keep your weight down. Right, it's fine. Johnny Football can do all that and all is forgiven. Nobody's tearing him down. Nobody's saying, oh, you was a bust. You the biggest bust in NFL history. Nobody's saying that. You see how the double standards are? You see how the perceptions of reality shift based on the relationships of who they like and who they don't like? It always changes. The narratives, the perceptions, everything. They always change it based and accordingly to who they like. Well, when people start realizing that this isn't a game, this is reality, this is the world we live in, this is what they're doing now, maybe I should go ahead and, adjust my thinking and move in a different format. I got to move a little different because they're moving a little different out here. Like I said on my One Crack News video, people out here playing. Rob Parker. The Rob Parker. He just got a deal with a Detroit radio station. That's a good thing. A very, very good thing. Now, check it out. Here's what isn't the very good thing. Uh-oh. Here's what isn't the good thing. This is what isn't the good thing, ladies and gentlemen. And you need to hear this clear and directly from me. Rob Parker, okay, from Fox Network and everything else is putting this thing together, and it sounds like an amazing deal, right? Where they're leasing the radio station. But who you leasing it from? The white people. So the white people letting you pay them money to use their radio station for all black content from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then y'all show come on from 7 p.m. to 10 o'clock. So it's going to be all this black sports thing. And they was like, this is good for black. This is good for the brothers. This is good for black. We got our own sports network. All black sports network show. Way to go, Rob Parker. And I'm saying to y'all right here, so that you can hear it clearly. This is not a win. This is kind of the same old, same old. Because you don't own that radio station. You're leasing it. That's just like Charlemagne the Guy talking about he got the black-owned podcast. He got the B effect. It's black-owned. You own 51%, 49% is owned by iHeartRadio. So you're not the owner. You're the owner for when stuff goes wrong. You're the one that's got to fall on the sword when everything blow up. Meanwhile, they get their 49%. So you got to understand, even though that's a good move for Rob Parker, it's employing black people, at the end of the day, who's profiting the most out of this situation? The person that owns 49% isn't the owner, sir. Charlemagne the God has a contract with iHeartRadio. Believe me, if Charlemagne does something wrong, guess who will be replacing Charlemagne the God? iHeartRadio will be terminating him and the BFA. They'll be gone. Trust me. I know a boss when I see one, and that ain't a boss. None of them are. And because they don't think like entrepreneurs or bosses. They want the title of black owned, but they don't want to get to the source of what the problem is. I just said this on One Crack News using an AI technology, so therefore I won't be using my black sounding voice in my face. Maybe you'll hear it from and take it and accept it better if you see some brother in a suit. They own over 90% of the podcast shows that you see now. Black, white, Hispanic, everything. White people own over 90% of the market. That don't bother you? Over 90. I just said 90 in the video. It's over 90%. They own it. Meaning the distribution. Gilbert Arenas could sit there and cry and talk about and brag about his Gil's Arena. That's not even owned by him. Underdog Fantasy owns that. Who is what? White people. They run that. Where is yours? That is owned by you and distributed by blacks. Everybody has these sponsors backing their shows. Why do your IP address is owned by them? You see, if you're an owner, you will be able to dictate your terms and say, this is mine. Why do you have to go somewhere else to be distributed? Why all the distribution companies are mostly Caucasian? Captivate, Spotify, there are tons of them. You have never even heard of them. Transistor, you ever heard of that? No. But these are these platforms that they don't even have black people even working at the company. Not one. Nobody's noticing that. Nobody's paying attention to these companies. And they just come in and they build up a whole platform of black and Latino content. They own it. They get paid off of it. And then they shift it out to the world. And let these people go out there. And you guys are stuck looking stupid in the end. And beating on your chest, yeah, black man doing his thing. I got my black website, yeah, I got my black this. How are you that? I can see if you start from there and you saying we're trying to build towards this. That's fine. I have no problem with Rob Parker and the rest of them doing that. But I'm saying keep your eyes on the real prize. Stop settling for, like, I got a record label. That's what they used to do to brothers back in the day. I got a record label. Everybody had a record label. It was real easy to get. Go ahead, get your record label, run out of there. Shannon Sharp got Club Shay Shay, right? Who's making the money off of it? Colin Cowherd in the volume. Draymond Green, who makes 10 times the amount of money as Colin Cowherd does on Fox, but Colin Cowherd is distributing his Draymond Green show with the volume. The volume is distributing Club Shay Shay. So the volume is taking all of this money. They getting that 50% from Shannon Sharp. Make it make sense. But yet, they gonna beat their chest and say a black man doing things. But why don't you figure out and realize who's really making the money? And why is it that way? Why isn't it in any black distribution companies that's owned by black people? Why we don't have that in the itinerary? Why isn't that there? And hit the like button, people, because this is the type of messages you need to hear and understand. The reason why we don't have this is because we're all separated. There's none of us really together. There's no group. There's no teams. And we don't have that. We don't have the people. The more a black person come out and say something, you find skepticism in everything a black person says. And you'll go team up with the white guy, the Hispanic guy, the Indian guy. You're going to team up with anybody and find an excuse and a reason not to trust the black guy. You see, this is the behavior and the patterns there is. And because some people think small-minded, they can only see what's in front of them. They can't see what's down the road. They can't look 2 years ahead. And because we have so many small-minded brothers around us, they come in and sabotage. They try to take things right away. I just told you, I deal with it every day, just trying to work with the brothers. And you always find that one crab in the barrel mentality guy. He don't know no better. And he think it's everybody else is wrong. He's counting your money. He's looking at, you ever see those guys that go out there and they start talking about what other people got? Like they got some junkie right now running around on the internet talking about Kwame Brown got 9 TVs on his wall. yeah, 9 TVs, probably on 1080p. He got 9 TVs. What do you got? Garcino got a 2012 Mercedes. What do you got? You see what I'm saying? What do you have? Don't show us a camera that another man gave you. What do you have? And don't show us drugs. We know you got that. What do you have? You see? And they deem that as content because they don't even know what the word means. They don't have any information to tell anybody. No, that's not Gilbert Arenas. It's the junkie. Now, when you keep going down this trope and you keep going down this this road, you finding all of these details laid out in front of you as things that you could pick up on in your mind and say, okay, I'm going to figure out how not to be in this situation. I want to get in this situation very end. That's what I was. If Rodrigo was in here, my boy Rod, he worked right alongside me, and we worked for a guy who was white and in charge, and what he was trying to tell us was making it, wasn't making it. And I kept saying, I'm not going to be like that. And he was so mad at me because he saw I was different. He saw I wasn't with the script. I wasn't with that program. You weren't going to get me. You weren't going to be able to get me with the okie doke. You can't get me with the program of, my mindset was always entrepreneur boss. I move in those tropes, so I can't go backwards. So, right, thank you for hitting the like button. I appreciate that. Y'all want to donate to the page, and thanks you for the super chat too, brother. I remember, I didn't think I said thank you. But for the cash apps, thank you guys. Carceno's the name on the cash app, Karceno. Thank you. Appreciate you. Like button is free. Yeah, you can just hit the like button. And you can subscribe here too. But like I was saying, we teach people on the Patreon about money. We teach y'all how to and what to invest in and how to approach certain things. We teach y'all to think differently. We don't just come in here and spew nonsense 24 hours a day. We don't do that. We got to teach people and give something back to the community. We got to give something back to these young folks who came out to support our page and come here and hit it. Yeah, we'll have fun with y'all. We'll like it. We're going to talk about LeBron. We'll do all that. But we also got to give you something that could be useful for you so you can use it in life. That's what it's all about. Because at the end of the day, those are the things that's going to be able to make you better so you can provide better for your family. Those are jewels. That's better than giving you $20. $200, $300, that ain't going to help. They're going to help you kick it for a day. Then you'll be right back broke. Oh yeah, I just got an exclusive LeBron video. I'm only putting that on the Patreon. So it's already out. And it tells you the truth behind LeBron and Brandon Ingram. Because I just found out some valuable information about that. And the part 2 of Shannon Sharp's stylist. The part 2 of that interview is coming up today. And all I can tell you, Shannon Sharp is right still with the stylist. Shannon Sharp was right there. That's what made it crazy. Shannon Sharp was there when I spoke to the stylist. Boo thing. He was right there. Shannon was there. Oh, you on the Patreon, we gonna prove it for real. But since you need proof, somebody said prove it then. Prove it. Oh, let's prove something else while we're here. Let's prove something else while we're here. For those who want to see it, you know, right there, what it says. Gil's Arena. That's 235. But that's for those who counting. Don't think that's number 23. That ain't. That's 226 right there. Right? 227, 228, 229, 230, 231, 232, 233, 234, 235 on the list. A new low for Gil's Arena. It keeps on dropping. Woo-wee! So let that sink in. Now, that I got your attention, somebody said prove it, a hater. Right? Uh-oh. It's not zooming in. There it is. There's the boot thing. That's his stylist, right? Shannon and I are great. He's right here. Ooh! They still rocking and rolling, baby. Boom! So get ready for the rest of the audio from the interview that's coming up on the Patreon. It's gonna shock you what you about to hear next. Oh yeah, if you VIP Patreon, hold your head. Part 2 coming up. Woo-wee. Part 2 finna get explosive. There's a lot of key things said in part 2. My career was an entrepreneur. See, in 2008, I lost everything. Everything came crumbling down. We was getting into the real estate brokerage, doing the deals for the brokerage and real estate. I was working for those companies, and it was in 2007. And I was noticing that Countrywide used to come in. That was the bank we worked with, Countrywide. They would come in and approve the loans and everything else. And in 2006, they were doing cutbacks, and they were starting to hire more temp workers. And this was in 2006. And you start seeing temps coming in. You're going, that's another temp worker. Something's weird going on. So they started to abuse, most of these major corporations started to abuse the temp agencies. See, I had investments and I had 401k money. So I took the 401k money, which was a mistake, I was young, took the money out and said, forget it. I'm just gonna invest in me. And I used that money, went on a vacation, kicked it, actually went out and chilled, saw the Floyd fight, kicked it out there for a minute, came back to the crib. I had my investments going on. They were filming a movie. They cut me out the movie, but they filmed it right on 87th Street off the damn Rhine, the hardest off side. Turned that store. The movie was named Quebec, which Sean Patrick Williams, whatever his name is, and John C. Reilly. But it was called Promotion. They ended up changing it to Promotion. And they were supposed to be some Canada-based company in Quebec, but they was filming it right here in Chicago. Because at that time, Mayor Daley was giving everybody a leeway to go ahead and start filming in Chicago, giving them a tax break. So they was filming more movies here. And at that time, all the shifting that was going on as far as the housing market, it was easy to get approved. So the book that they gave me, the training DVDs on what to do, my uncle was in charge. He was trying to hook me up. And I'm like, all right, cool. Let's see what's happening here. And I'm finna go and invest and get into this. So next thing you know, I'm watching what's playing around and playing out. And all the people there are trying to navigate through this. And this is like black owned, like it's approved right away. I'm like, they didn't have to send it in. It was already approved before it was even official on Monday. People were making up different loan options. People were buying 2 houses, just taking it and taking the back end money off the back end of the house up front, not knowing they really gonna have to pay all that back. And they're gonna be spending money for like 2 mortgages on 2 homes. And I'm like, they can afford that? They can barely get this. They got like 500 FICO scores and getting approved for homes. And the guy's like, you can get me in the house? He was like, I can get you in the house. As a matter of fact, I can get you in the house, and then you can own this house too. And the guy will buy it. And I'll be like, what? Are you kidding me? He's like, yeah, you just get somebody in there to pay the rent. Next thing you know, you own both of them. You got 2 rolling for you. Then that guy will come in, and then he'll put him in 2 more. Then the guys will be upside down when the housing market crashed. They'll be all upside down. And when everything came crashing down, so did that office. Everything went down. I mean, it was just like it was like a movie. How everything in the office was gone. I remember I was in the office and it was like nobody there. I'm like, damn, where's everybody at? Like it was just me, and then my uncle was there. He was barely coming in. The sales lady was gone. Like everybody in that office was shutting down. Then Countrywide Bank announced that they were shutting down all their banks. Like Countrywide was in trouble. They had to pay out all this money. They had all these other, I'm like, Countrywide, that's who we use to close all the loans. I watched that brother come in and just come in and go, oh, these are the new applications? Yeah, approved. Like it was done that quick. And you getting 60, 40,000, 30,000 off. And I'm like, damn, the money would come in crazy back then. But see, I was at the tail end of it, but I saw the developments happening and I started saying to myself, okay, I see a problem here. And the problem I would see was the fact that this housing market was going down at the same time they were having all the companies leave. You see, all the companies were like Circuit City was a big company then. They were just closing down. And I'm reading the paper and I'm seeing like 350 jobs gone, 300,000, 100,000 jobs gone, 70,000 jobs gone. As this company closes down, they whole big office. And I'm like, damn, malls were shutting down. And all these big like electronic outlets are shutting down. So then Circuit City closed and then they had Silo move in. Like, no, we're going to take over Silos here. Then Silo shut down like 2 years later. Quick. And I was like, man, it's over for that. And that's what I was saying. I was like, man, I would never open an electronics store. It's over for that. And they were like, well, are you kidding? I'm like, dude, it's over. I'm like, every time, dude, they can't even keep an electronics store over there. It's gone immediately. And I was like, Circuit Cities are all gone. The Silo moved in, that's gone. And I'm watching it happen right in front of me. And I'm noticing that this is affecting what we're doing. If I was smart enough then, I'm seeing it all play out and I know it's bad. The housing market went down, crumbled. We lost the house and tried to fight it to keep it for a while before we lost the house and everything. And all the details weren't laid out, but it was basically us trying to survive after that. Imagine being paid less money than you've ever been paid in your life. You going back. That's how it was. It was like going backwards in time. And for the job you're doing, and you're like, I have too much knowledge to be doing this job, but I got to do it to pay the bills. So that's what it was like. It was a struggle. None was given to me. I had to earn it. And through the whole time, I was making YouTube videos. I would come home, make YouTube videos, start working 20 hours a week, did my research, was looking into investing with oil from overseas, doing my brokerage investments, working with partners that I met online, and was working 20 hours a day on certain days. I had a job, I worked from 7 in the morning to 7 at night. Rexam, R-E-X-A-M, one of the biggest companies in the world. And you know what they make? Everything you use. Gatorade, you know Gatorade, right? Who you think make the bottles and the caps? They make the caps for Gatorade. All those orange caps are made for Rexam. Boom. Those caps were made right where we were. These caps here for Dawn, dishwashing liquids, hand sanitizers, all of them were all made at that place. The little sports caps which you squeeze, you could pop it in and pop it back. They make those there. I had to work there from 7 at night to 7 in the morning. Then I had a job in sales where I work from 8 to 4. Now the job is only 5 minutes away from each other. So I don't have time to drive back to my house. So I would have to go to a McDonald's bathroom. I got my suit and everything right there to go. I would go in the bathroom, get my soap and water out of my plastic bag, get my towel out, wash up right there in the bathroom, get myself going, get a towel, get myself ready, get my deodorant. No shame. Boom. Head up there. Go to work. That's grinding. That's attrition. You know what I had to sacrifice? Dating, a relationship. That one was pretty much designed to go the way it did anyway. And in that, I still had a bad chick, but she had to go. And this was the way to get out of it. Thank God. But she looked like Serena Williams, no lie. Yeah, hanging out with friends. I couldn't go to my boy's birthday party. So that messed up everything. I couldn't even go to his party. And I'm like, dog, I would love to be at your birthday party, but I just can't go. I'm one of those people where I ain't got my bread right. I just paid my bills. I'm like, dog, I can't go. I got to sit at the crib. So what happens after that? After grinding it out, crushing it in sales, I went and got my gym membership. So now I'm down the street, right down there, they got the gym membership. So now I don't got to go to McDonald's and do the whole wash up there. I can go to the gym and my gym membership, go in there, shower, get ready, boom, come in there, do what I got to do. So now I'm even closer. And I'm like, this is better. I paid it $29 a month. And I can just pop in here, get that done, pop over here, go to the work in a suit. They think I came from the crib. And I outworked all of these dudes who had 8 hours of sleep. I've been up from 7 p.m., been working since 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., start there at 8. I'm there right there, like 5 minutes to sign in, to get in there to start work. And I outworked them. And they've had 8 hours of sleep. They didn't have a lunch. They didn't have a dinner. I was asleep every lunch period. I had to set an alarm to wake me up. I had to take 30 minutes. I'm out. As soon as lunch period hit, boom, taking a lunch break. Gone. I get up, go back in, take some coffee, and I didn't even drink coffee, but I had to drink it that day. Go in there, start crushing it. Now, it was only on certain days I did that. On the days I didn't have to do, 2 days at the same time doing 20-hour days. I would only have a day when I worked from 8 to 4. But I had to keep grinding. And in between those, I would have time for a 5-minute YouTube video. There was no live stream, which would have made it a lot easier for me. You had to do that from home. There was no phone access to do that. You could only make 5-minute videos until they've extended it for those who were in like media or whatever. You could get 15 minutes if you had a certain amount. So then I got scaled up to 15 minutes. So then after this, I start leveling up. I said, I'm not going to kill myself, keep working at this rec sound. That's not going to happen. I've got it now to where I'm not going to be working 7 to 7. I'm going to come in, do what I got to do, and bounce. Because now I got another job that's higher paying because I don't like the pay, period. So then I would choose to work seasonal. It's Christmas time. They have this big thing. They need people that can, read. And you believe me, it's not surprising. There's people that can't read and follow instructions. All you have to do is match barcode numbers. That's your job. I had a job at a hospital, Baxter Hospital, IV packs to save people's lives. You got to be able to read the exact barcode and make sure it matches. That's all your job is, to make sure it matches. Every number has to match. Every letter and number has to match so they can know exactly what it is. You don't want somebody delivering morphine to somebody that needs some damn IV and be, oh, damn, that's the morphine. Damn, you mixed the numbers up. Can't have that. So you got to have people that can really read and understand numbers and follow directions. So you have to take a battery of tests to get those type of jobs. So as I'm doing this, I'm trying to get back to where I was before. And I'm making like 50% less money because the economy is down. Gas is up. I got a Durango. So I'm constantly working and doing this. And right when I'm thinking I'm on top, I got things going great. We getting ready to do this thing here. Meet up with Sean Craddock. We finna do the boxing website. We've been talking boxing and all this stuff. I just came back from talking with Floyd. I think it was his birthday party or something happened. We just met up and did something. And I just came back from there and I was motivated. I was like, all right, we ready to do this? All right, let's go. It was right after New Year's. I'm like, we're finna get this New Year's set up right. I did an interview with Sean and I went to work. I come home. Boom! I get in a car accident. My Durango's total. This guy could have been dead. His leg was twisted all the way around. He's like a 60-year-old white guy. Here I am, a black guy with a big gold chain, 40-inch gold chain around his neck. I come out the car. My airbags went off, but my head hit the side. My knee is swollen. I come out, I walk, I look at everything and I go, damn. You know, like I couldn't believe I survived. Looking at my car, it's a miracle I survived. A complete miracle that I walked out of there alive. Now, my Durango is total. I just put a new battery in it too. That's what really sucked. And I'm just like, money damn near depleted. Everything. I'm just like, here we go. So I'm swollen the next day. I could barely move. In the hospital, they tried, the cops was in there though. That was funny when I was in the hospital. They was trying to come in and blame it on me. My uncle was right there listening to them. They trying to blame me for the accident right then and there. Like, we know this was you. We know you did this. We know. I'm like, whoa. Were you drinking? Why would I be drinking? I was the one hit. If you look at the car, I was hit. Dude tried to run the light and didn't make it. Trying to run the yellow light. He didn't make it. He gassed it up and he ended up hitting me. The car, the tire marks on the car show my Durango turn. I'm like, if you look at his car and look at mine, you could tell who hit whom. Because I'm like, if I hit that car, that guy ain't here no more. If I hit that car, he's not here anymore. He crashed into the side of my car. It's clear. There's no front end damage here. I did not hit his car. He hit me. Do your work as police officers. I can tell you right now what happened. And so they waited for my urine to come back immediately. They wanted me to take a piss test. And then it showed, well, no drugs or alcohol in the system, sir. Damn. Can't get a DUI out of them. So it was like, when I was coming from work, it was like, You were tired. That's why you were sleepy behind the wheel because you got off work. Dude, I worked all the time. I'm not sleepy. If I'm telling you everything that went down, wasn't asleep. I just got hit. It happens. So, yeah, they thought they had me. But this happens in a racist town. Just so happened I was driving home in this little town. The town ain't bigger than about 2 centimeters, but the accident happened in that little town. So you had to go to a barn, a literal barn, to go to court. I went to court in a barn, a red barn. That's the courthouse. I said, oh, damn it. And all they saw was a black man with a 40-inch gold chain and a 63-year-old white guy. Who you think they were going to go for? So I had to fight them for years. They were coming like, we want $100,000. I'm like, oh, you finna be in trouble because you ain't getting it, right? One, I ain't got it. Two, you ain't going to get it if I did have it. Yeah, so I had to fight that. And then I had to go get a protection bankruptcy so they wouldn't come and seize my items. So now it's like I'm restarting all over again, but now I need a car. So I had to get something real quick and cheap. So I found a car for $2,000, a 300M, Chrysler 300M, gold. Grab that, boom. I like, do it start, do it drive, it ain't got a lot of damage on it, bet. Start riding that. Then it started giving me trouble. I'm back at my other job now. And I told Sean, I said, Sean, we finna make this website the biggest website in the world. Because as soon as I had the girl that I was with, the one I told you that looked just like Serena Williams, body and all, she drove me to get my car. And that was probably the last time we physically saw each other. She drove me to get all my items out of my car. She was like totally mad that she thought I was gonna be needing her to take me everywhere and everything. So this messed it up her plans for me. That we were supposed to move out and get a crib and move in together. Like her whole plans was destroyed then. Like, oh, now he gonna be needing me for stuff. So she got real mad and it was perfect. I got to get away from her. I'm like, good, you leaving me? Bet. Thank you. So now that that's over with, right, now that that's over with, we tell Sean, hey, we finna make this the best website in the world. And sure enough, Boxing Socialist was right up there with the Giants. We got an exclusive interview with Floyd. That took off. Everything we were doing was taking off. We're on the boxing radio shows. We are really grinding it. We're getting exclusives. We're everywhere. I kept the content pumping because I was at home for a minute recovering from the accident. So when I went back to work, I'm grinding in. I come back, boom, hitting the website, uploading videos, boxing videos, and we kept it moving. Non-stop energy. So I had to grind. I went through all of that to build up to the success. I started investing, opened up all my investment accounts back up that I had in 401k. I said, okay, I see where this is going. So I got with Merrill Edge and said, all right, Merrill Edge, this is what I'm looking at. This is what I'm thinking about doing. So when I opened up with Merrill Edge, it was like maybe 2014, around 2014 or 2013, around that time. So I started getting little stocks I wanted to get into. Then I said, okay, I need to own at least 2% or 3% of this. Let me get 1% of that. I had 0.0001%. I'm not looking at these name stocks, and I'm looking at these smaller stocks that are small companies that's gonna get bought out by people like Google. That's where the money is. People are like, I want to own a piece of Google. I want to get a piece of Yahoo. I want to get a piece of Ford Motor Company. That's cute to say you own, but the real money is in getting these little companies, these little small companies. They have something rare and a technology that they're going to sell eventually to a major. So somebody's going to buy them out, and you got to find it. So, oh boy, did I hit it out the park. Let's just say I have well over 1,000 stocks I own. Well over 1,000. So now, roll that over, right? Started going into the more of the playing field of talking about boxing, and then I think Straight Outta Compton came out. No, actually, before Straight Outta Compton, DJ Vlad did an interview with Memphis Bleek. And Memphis Bleek was talking about how he started the Nas Jay-Z beef. And I've commented in the comments section that Bleek is lying. And I just detailed everything about the last verse because somebody said something like, yeah, Ether is a bunch of lies. Takeover was the truth. So in that whole last verse, I break everything down that Nas said. And I said, fact, 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 fact. And explained it in detail. And it was like 3,000, 5,000 likes. Like the likes were bigger than the damn video. And people were like, wow, wow, wow. So I said, man, people really don't know what happened? Then I make the video. The truth behind like Nas and Jay-Z beef. That blows up the internet. People really didn't know what happened. And I'm like, this dude here was lying on TV. This guy was lying. Then Straight Outta Compton come out. Right? And that came out and I said, well, damn. This is all a lie. Let me tell you what really went down. This is what the movie missed. This happened, that happened, that happened. Everybody's like, wow. I can't believe it. And I couldn't believe that all of these people who loved hip hop so much knew very little. And I'm like, damn, y'all love this. How do y'all not know this stuff? This is like textbook stuff for us. We know all this stuff because we lived it and loved it, so we knew. So then it was the truth behind all the hip hop beats, and that really excelled us to a whole new level. So to fast forward to anybody thinking I just came out of nowhere, I just gave you a perfect layout of what grinding really is. And when I was grinding and when I went to work for those other companies, people were like, you were selling cable. I wasn't selling cable. What I did was own my own part of the business. I never worked for DirecTV. People were like, you was working DirecTV. No, I did not. I had my own business and we could distribute our own DirecTV to people. See, y'all could do that. People don't know that they could do that. I don't have to work for DirecTV to sell it. You can set up your own company, get your own LLC, get your own approval from them, and you can set up where you can have the people come out and do the installations. The people will pay for it, and then that would cover the installation. You send them to the operator number, and the operator will walk them through signing up. You just tell them what package they're signing up for. You write up the receipts and store them. And I was giving people $200 free just for signing up. I would give them a cheaper deal than what they paid cable they had and sign them right up. That way, you keep the money. So I was an independent contractor, which means I was my own boss. Nobody from DirecTV can fire me. These are what the contracts look like. I had them in English and I had them in Spanish. I sold more Spanish than English. So if you didn't understand something in English, we had it for you in Spanish. It's crazy. I still got all the checklists, everything. All you do is order the supplies and get it to them. Yeah, this was back then when I did all this stuff. Like, I still got the order list. Everything. I still got these sheets in my file cabinets. So when we did that, the government was giving out government phones. And the company that we worked for, the one guy who was there wanted to individually, oh, and that was cute. He wanted to individually attach himself to the situation. Because it was him that we were working with at first, it became a whole different enterprise altogether. And when we had the envelopes just like this, welcome to DirecTV, I would pack it up, send it to them, so they have everything they need in this package. It's giving them their channel layout, their contract, everything. So I would make sure they was hooked up. Now, the government phone thing was a great lick for anybody who knew what they were doing. Because it was so new at the time, nobody knew anything about it or how to run it, how to operate it. So they were just confused. So I went to Bank of America, set up an LLC, and said, let's go ahead and get this done. So with the government phones, it was a guy already operating by the name of Troy. I worked with Troy's team. And since Troy knew me and he believed, like, okay, this guy gets it. This guy understands what it takes to make it. We ended up going up against, not going up against, but we ended up working with some other people who were circling back now to what we were talking about at first. This guy had a whole different mentality when it came to actually, you know, being successful, and his thing was follow his order of success, because what he wanted to do was make money off blacks and black people not making any money. And I could tell that right away. He had no concerns with us making money. And I had a very big problem with him over the same situations over and over again. Now, when you start to see the charts and you start to see the things go over and over, and you see the people there and they start telling you this is what it is and this is what it isn't, you start seeing right away who's with you and who ain't. So when they came in the room and they said, well, this is shows that you're not with the group, or this is this, and you just got to follow what he says to the letter. And I'm like, what he's saying is stupid. It don't even matter, because he doesn't know what he's doing. He's just throwing stuff up against the wall and trying to make it stick. So, as you can see right here, over 250K in the percentages for our business and what they were doing with BOA. And they were trying to say what terms we had on fixed term CDs and the market IRA, money market rate sheets. So it was 2013, 2014. These is the list of the sheets for 250,000 plus. You know, your CD terms, a 10-year CD for 1,000 or more. Now, as I told you, that was in 2014 we opened up that account. Now, I try to show other people how to have success. And I'm not ashamed to say, hey, I struggled. Everybody struggled. You know, I came up just like everybody else. It's just that my mentality was different. When they knocked me down, I wasn't thinking, man, I'm knocked down. I'm just going to sit here and dwell in being knocked down. I got to pick myself up and keep going. You know. So that's what the whole thing was about, you know, was moving forward. So this guy here who think I was just a bad person for the job, I was a bad person for his agenda. I wasn't with his agenda of making money for him and nobody else. That wasn't the way I wanted to move. That wasn't how I was operating. I saw a better way to make it. And I said, hey, these government phones can be distributed by anybody. And I was like, you don't even have to have a contract. I'm like, this guy's just paying the money. So what I did was get with my own team and said, we gonna create our own. The white girl, the Latino, and the black man. We will all be owners. I had my company, Barajas had his, and, you know, he ended up marrying this girl or whatever. He was banging her, she got pregnant, and he didn't really want to get married, but, you know, that's them. Now, see, the beautiful thing about this is their business don't affect my business. You see what I'm saying? My business is never affected. You know why my business is never affected? Because I am my own owner, individually. All three of us were owners of our own companies. That's how it was set up. So now we can order the phones, the government phones, and distribute them ourselves. We got the contracts to go to Walmart's, and that's all we needed. All I needed was a Walmart contract. I had an approval from Walmart that I can go in Walmart and sell them. And by God, that's what I did. That is exactly what I did. I went into Walmart, and that's easy. It was very easy to do. I had my license, I had my ID picture, and I went in and we gave them the government phones, and the government mails them. You don't want the one that you have the phones to distribute, because then you will be robbed. So, just telling you the truth, you will be robbed. So don't do it. Yes, we got permission from Walmart to distribute the government phones inside of Walmart. Once that was done, that was like free money. See, with him, he had this thing where it was certain stores that he approved this could be done at. And I'm like, that's dumb. In this area, I'm like, we're in a rich area here, okay? It ain't a lot of WIC. It ain't a lot of people with government aid here that's gonna be like getting a government phone. So why would you waste 8 hours a day to get 5 signups? That's dumb. You know, that's how I looked at it. Dumb is dumb. He disagreed. Don't do that. I'm the boss. He just getting kicked out of being the boss. So I remember I brought him all his and said, there you go. I'm out. And I never worked with another individual like that again. Never looked back. And he was like, don't worry. You'll never make $60,000 a year. I'm like, he's right. He was absolutely right. I would never make $60,000 a year. I almost laughed at that number. $60,000 a year. Man, get real. I made that in 2 months. I made that in 2 months. Right after he said that stupid line. 2 months later, I made that. I'm like, should I show him the check? But he was holding people hostage with that. When his pitch, you could be like that and you'll be making $60,000 a year. Which I ain't scoffed at that. $60,000 is a lot of money. When you come from the hood and you got problems, that's something to shoot for. But my mind state ain't thinking about no $60,000. You got the wrong individual. I'm not a $60,000 individual. $60,000, that's like maintenance fee. That's like stuff, taxes. I'm thinking, like, no, that's not where I'm going. If you think I'm stopping at 60,000, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So my mind state was going higher, always, to get back to where I was, and I went 3 times further than I did when I was before. So my mind is always looking forward, the future, without compromising myself. I'm glad I didn't take that $2 million deal that they dangled in front of me. And they punished me for it. Like, well, you're going to be in obscurity now. I'm like, that's cool. I'll stay in obscurity, but my moral compass is clean. So thank y'all for listening to me. We went down my life. We talked about Cam. And hopefully all y'all on the Patreon, because y'all finna get something good.